Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream, and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hello! Hello, hello! How's it going? Hi Raquel, hey Shem. Shem's doing all the secret sewing. Hi Ann, hi Hannah, hey Adriana, hey Delwyn, hey Terry. Hey y'all. That sounded so country, didn't it? Not southern. Hey Margaret, hey Adriana, hey Beth. Is it all similar to a puffer vest? Why should you ask? Hi Marie. Welcome, welcome. I mean, I have sewn this as a vest twice. And I did quilt one of them, kind of. Hi Chantel, how's it going? Welcome you guys. I'm gonna start doing more drafting on my channel. I'm easing you into it. It's my absolute favorite thing to do in the sewing world is draft. And when I first started streaming, I kind of backed off of it because I could tell it was just too much, you know? But I believe in using your patterns more than once and just kind of modifying them for other things, especially if you know what you're starting with, right? It just helps. So I have this really cool quilted fabric. I'm a Minerva ambassador. Sorry, it's really bright. I have the brightness up really high right now, but I promise I'll turn it down. I have this really cool quilted knit fabric, and I was really intrigued by it, and then when I got it, I was like, what am I gonna make in this that's just not a pullover sweatshirt, which would actually be really cute and cozy, to be honest. But I wanted to do something different with it, and I know I did not ask for as much as they sent. I'm not sure, maybe I did, but because usually I ask for 3 yards, but I don't think I asked for 3 yards for this, and I got like 3.5. And it's really wide, like 60 inches wide. And I just kept noodling on it and decided to make a loungewear set. So that's where we are today. I'm going to make a house jacket, a Tamarack jacket, and some pull-on pants. And I'm going to be using the Grainline Studio for the Tamarack jacket. I'm going to modify a little bit. And I'm going to be using the Carolyn pajama bottoms for the pants, which I'm going to modify a lot more. So, you know, yeah, right, Anne? I know, exactly. All the secrets. What isn't it? Wait, it's soon is your deadline for those, right? Oh, that's a bummer. Bummer, Shem. So I thought I'd show you my first Tamarack jacket. It's modified a little bit because this was me when I first started streaming. I would modify every pattern I got. I'm like, well, this is cool, but I want to add these things, and which isn't always great because I didn't really realize there wasn't a lot of tutorials online for some of these garments. I never set out to be a tutorial person, you know. And people would get really mad at my live streams being long and chatty and stuff. And I'm like, it's a live stream. You're supposed to hang out and sew with me. So We know, right, chat? We know those folks. I am not their personal how to sew their garment, but I'm happy to help people sew their garment. So anyway, me modifying things isn't really that helpful for those people looking for a tutorial. Today's will be a lot more closer to sewing the Tamarack, except I'm changing the petal sleeves and I'm using pre-quilted fabric. This is my Tamarack. I added cuffs and a, like a placket, like just made this like a sleeve cuff. And then I added a little collar. I actually really liked these changes to this. And then the quilted fabric, I just took this crazy bird print and then stitched it from the inside. So you got the birds on the right side. It's definitely one of those things people look at and go, what's going on her jacket, Welt pockets, and I'm really particularly proud that I matched the lining. Do you know how hard this was to do? To cut? So that's my pocket right there, and I just matched the print. Really, one of them's not as matched as well. This one's not matched as well, like it's in the wrong spot. I picked the wrong version of this bird or something, because look. Well, I don't know, maybe that's there. Anyway, this one's not cut as well. It still blends in really well. I think this is the one thing about this jacket is that the pocket bags hang free on the inside because it's quilted. It's not a lined jacket. I didn't really like that, so that's why I stitched them down. So the union, the front, yeah, that's kind of a, so mine's internally, it's bound. Is this in the instructions to bind the whole thing? If it's not, I'm still gonna bind it, right? This is definitely an early Saremy live stream project because I'm just like, let's bind everything, and everyone's like, you're crazy. I'm less crazy now. I think I've kind of like shown you some of the positive attributes of using binding, but I was super into it. So this is really tricky to sew because like I'm actually like kind of impressed at how clean this is right here, because do you see that right there? I can't see what you're seeing. So this is a seam, like you bind the hem. I think I bound the center front and the hem. You bind the back, and then you join the side seam, which is really hard to get a clean finish on. It's not bound. I guess if you wanted to wear it reversible, fine, but it's, these seams are sticking out. It is bound. It's clean finished. I wouldn't call it reversible. Like it's not buttoned to be reversible. And this is a really good example of like, I had 6 whole buttons, but I only used 2. And then I just wove a shank, so you see how they sit like that, because it's a pretty thick jacket. So this type of treatment right here, this isn't a shirt tail hem. So like, if you picture a button-down shirt, you go like this, right? You swoop up, and then you come at an angle. You come at a right angle to the side seam, right? So you come up, you swoop up, and then you come down. So it's a continuous line. Like you could literally, like for lack of a better example, use your rotary knife along the edge and have a continuous edge, right? Whereas this isn't. This is, I think, the Cali shirt by Closet Core and the Mellow Low shirt by Deer and Doe do the exact same thing, and it kind of catches me off guard when I see it. The good aspect of this is that you have a closer, like a tighter gap right here. So you don't have this like swooping gap right here for your shirt, tail. A shirt tail is designed so that you can tuck it and it's not as bulky. That's why it's like that. And then you don't need a shirt tail for certain garments because it's meant to be left untucked. The problem with those is getting a clean finish that doesn't show on the right side is kind of tricky. So it's not my favorite thing to do. And honestly, I'd forgotten this was like this until like yesterday, and I was like, oh, I don't like doing those. But hi Anna, hi Mullen, hi BJ. Yeah, I don't know, Raquel. I think that that's just really tricky, and I can even see that I sewed over it a lot right here. So I'm sure because of the thickness, I struggle. It's really thick right here. So I folded under the end of the binding right here. So I could literally like stick, well, I don't have something skinny in here, but I could stick something in here. Like it's not, you know, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't have to be affixed there. You don't need to sew across it. But that's how I got it clean finished. So yeah, for tucking, I think it's just so, because you know, I was around when people started untucking their shirts and how scandalous it was, you know. Hi, Elena, how's it going? Nice to see you. So I love the Tamarack jacket. I feel like it's like there may be another quilted jacket that came before this one, but I do feel like it's kind of the legendary quilted jacket in the indie sewing community. And there's a lot of quilted like jackets, different styles and stuff now. I see in Love Notions is coming out with one too. So I feel like this one does it all for me. So I just modify it to what I want. I was about to say something else. Oh, so I think a couple of the changes fit-wise I would make to this, if I made this again, I would make the sleeves bigger. I would, like this fits me, like I'll even put it on for you. I'm wearing this puffer vest and I can put this on over and it's really comfortable, honestly, it's great. However, if I have a hand knit sweater, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm blinding you. If I have a sweater, like thick sleeves, and even like these right here, these are fine, but I have another top that has a full sleeve. It is a problem under this jacket. The armholes were not made for wearing a thick layer. For me, they weren't made for that. So what I would do is drop the armhole. Like I always say, Malin turned me on to this. Malin turned me on. She goes, I always have to drop the armhole 3/4 of an inch on their patterns. I do too. If you have really thin arms or small arms, I don't think you're as in that kind of boat. I also need to lower the back neckline quite a bit on Grainline patterns. They sit really high on me. So that's another change. And I think I need a rounded back adjustment on it because those are my fit quirks. So, but I did want to say that I don't feel like the sleeve, while it looks really big, it's just not big enough for me when I'm wearing like a hand knit sweater or a really full sleeve. So that's what I would say as feedback. Today I'm making like a little quilted house jacket. So I'm not going to make those changes. I'm going to do the back neck change. That's it, because that absolutely drives me crazy. I sit in the car and it pulls on the back of my neck worse than a halter neck. So this is something I just realized, like, I need to do this on this. And I actually took apart one of my Tamarack vests recently that I wear a lot. I took out all the binding and I scooped out the back neck, and it's awesome. There's batting in here. There is a lightweight, very lightweight batting in here. This is a canvas outer fabric and just quilting cotton in the lining, and it's honestly the perfect weight. It's still a pretty stout jacket. The canvas is wearing really nicely, and the canvas isn't anything special. It's just like a nice quality straight up canvas. I think it's like, was it ooh, I want to say 8 ounces, but maybe I'm totally wrong and it's like a 4.5 ounce. It's like just a regular old cam, nothing heavy duty. Yeah, exactly, Elena. You really do. Exactly. Or your pants need to be higher. Exact. Yeah, I totally agree, Raquel. I call this the gateway garment for quilters that want to get into garment sewing. Can't you just do that side seam like the lap seam you had me do on my daughter's PJ shorts that have the petal hem? You could, except that your petal hem was bound all the way up the side seam. So if you want binding going up the side right here, you could. But you would still have to you would have to clean finish the inside edge or bind it as well and then overlap the two bound edges. So yeah, you could do that if you want that look. This isn't the canvas. This is just quilting cotton. This is the canvas right here. So it's solid canvas. Or do you mean the birds? I stitched the birds. So if you look at these closely, I stitched, see this bird right here? There it is right there. So I just stitched it from the lining side. I saw, when I looked at the hashtag for the Tamarack jacket like years ago, I saw someone do a Tamarack jacket and their fabric was kind of like hills, like just arches. And they had done that and I was like, that is cool. And so at the time I wasn't doing a lot of garment sewing, so I didn't have a stash of fabrics. Canvas was from Chicken Boots. This was from Chicken Boots. These were both fabrics in my current line at the time for Chicken Boots. And I just used whatever I could find. And this was the only fabric with a motif that was like close together everywhere. And I have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of this print. It was a little, like, I liked it, but it just wasn't quite there for me. I like it like this. So yeah. Oh, that's only bound to the peak of the petal. What? That's only bound to the peak of the petal. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Shem. Yeah, so the only way you can overlap it is if the edge is finished, in other words, Shem. And you could bind it or face, I don't know. For this, you'd have to bind it. So you'd bind it, and remember that you have to take off that seam allowance on the side seam, and then you could overlap them the width of the binding and stitch it down. So yeah, you could do that if you wanted binding showing right here, which would be kind of cool. So, all right, let me turn down the brightness and then we'll get into some pattern drafting. Not much. I'm just going to do the petal hem, and I'm not even doing like a perfectly, like usually a petal hem is done on a sleeve, a short sleeve. So, got my pattern pieces under here. And I think I drew this, I know I did. I drew this so that it was a, sorry, maybe I'll zoom it in a little. Well, does that really help that much? Let me get rid of all these windows now. So usually a petal hem on a sleeve is a short sleeve, right? So it would be like right here, it would go up and up. I can draw it on a piece of paper. Let me find a scrap piece of paper. So the sleeve would look more like, whoops. Like when it was on the body. Oh, that is a really bad drawing. But the little petal would be there. This would be the top of the sleeve right there. And then you could make this pattern piece like this, where it's two pieces, or you could even make it so where you overlap this underarm. And then the pattern piece looks like this kind of crazy piece like this. This is the underarm, and then you overlap it. So then your sleeve is overlapped a lot when it comes to the cap right here. I'm not gonna do that. That would be just too much fabric, right? Hi, Ray, how's it going? Today's style is only bound to the peak of the petal, not all the way up to the side. Peak of the petal. I don't know what that means. Shem's having a kid emergency, otherwise he'd reply. I moved my recycling bin. So when I do mine, I'm going to cut off a little piece and we're just going to top stitch it under there. So it's sort of like doing a faux wrap shirt. All right, so I think that I'm going to just kind of play around with where I want this. I want to actually check this sleeve length too and see where it's at. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna keep this length. I feel like this was actually a little too short on me, which is funny because usually sleeves are way too long. Hi, Danny. You're lurking. Here, let me give you some lurk emojis. Just because we like to use it. I feel like I don't have particularly long arms, and I cut off for the cuff and left the overall sleeve length the same. And this feels a little short on me. So maybe I would lengthen this a little bit. In fact, let's do that. Yeah, we'll do that too. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is use just this bottom portion, fold it up right here, and then use my new pattern piece on top of it. Yeah, exactly, Ray. I'm not sure what he meant, so maybe when he comes back, he can, because I don't, unless he doesn't care. Maybe he doesn't really care anymore. All right, so if I did this like that, I think that that could work. I know you probably can't see that. But let me transfer this. This is actually, so once, let's see, we're gonna do front over back. So I'm only going to fill in this little triangle right here. BJ, you have long arms? You would need to lengthen the sleeve on this then, probably guaranteed. I would definitely check it. And remind me if I forget right now, but I'm gonna show you guys a good way to check your sleeve length that is really accurate. This pattern is a little tired. They gave me a new Tamarack pattern when they extended the sizing, which was really nice of her. She loves that Tamarack I did with the birds, which was really super flattering for me. And she just said, Saremy, would you like a copy of the new sizing? And I was like, sure, that's nice of you. So I have the PDF version, you know. And this is an extended sizing, just so you guys know. All right, let me get some black ink on the paper so you can see what I'm doing here. This is that lengthen and shorten line. This is the underarm. This is the original seam hemline. Here is the Grainline. Like that, and then I'm thinking I'm gonna lengthen this an inch. Ooh, an inch. Oh, I just lost a pattern piece. I saw it fly off the table. I've been rearranging my office and moving a bunch of stuff into the other room, and I found a pattern piece. I don't know what it goes to. Okay, so see how when I don't know, oh, sorry. See how when I do this, how much is exposed here? So it doesn't have to be fully covered. Like, we're not talking about rock climbing in this, right? But if you want more coverage, right? I want to be cozy, right? So right now it comes just to like my wrist wrinkle here, right here. I think an inch longer is a good amount. Sorry. I'm sorry, I keep like flipping you guys around on the microphone. Yes, you guys like my new puffer vest. Okay, stop. I will stop touching the microphone. No, I was just moving. I was just talking about that, right? Okay, I'm gonna lengthen this an inch. And now work on my petal. And I think that I'm going to put the petal right in the middle of the sleeve. Technically, though, if you wanted it to be more visible, you could cant it toward the front. You did, Alina? What'd you think? How was it? Like that. Like that. I think I think I could maybe come more like that. I'd really like it to be at a right angle when it gets here, because remember it has to sew to that side. I think that looks pretty good. All right, and I'm gonna take a piece of paper. Oh, I'm glad. Hi, Aussie, how's it going? Yeah, I know where the trouble spots are, you know what I mean? All right, so we have, I'm gonna use this bottom line roughly. And so let's transfer it to this side here. My poor tired pattern pieces. I really need that to be right here back to the underarm default. Okay. All right, so then we have this side is right here. That one doesn't go quite over there though. Why is that? Why isn't the sleeve folding down the middle? Oh, is the Grainline off center? What the heck? Okay, your Grainline should be in the middle. Your Grainline should be in the middle. Always. Always on your sleeve. Your Grainline should be in the middle. All right. So then now let's, I hate that because now I have all these little dots on the pattern and I got to make sure it's the right ones, you know? So I'm perforating it like this. So it's this one right here. All right, and then let's okay, and this line here. All right. So now let's use green. Green is our line. Okay. All right. All right, so I need another piece of paper. Unless this piece will still work. I don't think it will though. Yeah, I'm not sure that'll fit on there. Oh, it might. If I turn it like that. All right, so all we need to do is fill in this little area right here. So this right here, this green line is my petal line, this right here. All right, that is my petal line, all right? So this is the front sleeve and it's gonna be on top overlapping this side right here. So all I really need is I'm gonna attach this piece right here, this whole thing, to the bottom part of the sleeve to the lengthen and shorten line. And then this piece right here, we're gonna cut and we're just going to attach under this edge here. So it's kind of like a faux wrap, right? And we need room for a seam allowance to poke past that. And that's about it. So this will work barely. Make sure I don't cut any other pattern pieces. I'm just moving them out of the way. And I'm gonna cut this one here, like that. I can even use this piece of paper to just draft the little extra if I want. I don't know why I'm being so precious about that. All right, and yeah, we'll just tape this. It'll all become clear soon. All right, so on this side here, we're gonna cut off this. And this. And we're gonna add a little bit to just kind of poke under there to be able to top stitch it down. I think 3/8 should be enough. I don't want it flapping around under there. So I'm adding a 3/8 inch edge so that we can just top stitch it under there like that. And then we're also going to give ourselves a notch on here, even though this notch won't be visible once it's sewn. Although we could give ourselves, I'll just do it just in case, it might be helpful. I don't really like notching areas that aren't visible once you get to the point of needing it. I like swapped my tape over there and it's like I'm thrown off, you know. Yeah, you are. I'm not even doing a very good tutorial right now. I'm just kind of whizzing through this because I know you didn't all come here because you're like, I really want to know how to draft a petal hem. Here I am. But hey. All right, so this is how it'll be. And then this piece right here is going to get attached at this lengthen and shorten line. Just because it was in a convenient spot, not because it's the lengthen and shorten line. So we will attach this on here. Like this. Use some removable tape. You got your removable tape, Terry? That's when I know you're ready. Hey Leah, how's it going? Nice, Anne. It sounds like you went to school for drafting too? That's awesome. All right, we'll get rid of this little piece here. And now my pattern's just folded up under there, and I just make sure that it's not gonna peek out over here. Sometimes I'll even fold this up and secure it, just so I know I don't accidentally hurt it in any way. Usually when I'm drafting, I'm using manila paper, not, you know, patterns from a pattern company on tissue. So that's one way to kind of secure it and make sure you don't hurt your pattern. And I can see my pattern up here just needs a little TLC. So let's just tape over this piece here. Oh, really, Terry? That's awesome. I find it like, it's kind of expensive and it's not like commonly found. But it lasts for a while and you can reuse the pieces. Like I often have like few pieces sitting here on this shelf right here. So, oh, that's nice, Anne. That's really cool. I love that. All right, so this is how it is, right? And when I go to sew this, what I'll probably do, I was trying to think like, I could actually make the sleeve, oh yeah, let's do this. Let's put this on here. Let me think about this. If I had this figured out how I wanted to sew it. I really want continuous binding. You know what I mean? But I will not get continuous binding unless these are attached here. What's the seam allowance on the Tamarack? Let's look it up real quick. Yeah, especially when you get, well, it's all, right angles are all about the transition. That's what this is too. So it's always about the transition, like where the pattern sews to itself, how does that line look? So that's really all it's about. It doesn't have to be a right angle as long as you have a nice smooth transition, right? You wouldn't want this, if I hadn't done a right angle right here, you know, maybe it would look like this, joining at the underarm, and we didn't want to petal at the underarm. We wanted to petal in the center of the sleeve, right? So that's why I'm always talking about transitions, right? You have this nice smooth look, and that's the same with like right here, like where I can see that this has a right angle. So once this underarm is sewn right here, right, this is sewn like this, you see how it has a nice smooth transition at the underarm here? Sorry, I'm holding it. I know it's really dark too. There's a nice smooth transition right here at the underarm. And when I see like a point right here on a pattern, it makes me lose a lot of confidence in the overall pattern, because that is absolutely the most fundamental part of when you learn how to pattern draft. So what's the seam allowance on this? I feel like Elaine is going to beat me to this if I don't look really quick. Where is it? Where is it? Why am I on page 3 and I still don't know? Page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7. We're on binding. Page 10. Seam allowance is 1/2 inch. I love you, Grainline, but come on. Okay, so 1/2 inch seams. If I put this on here like that, arg. This is why these things are, they look so easy, and then you're like, is that what I want? So if I fold this, if I sew this, if I'm just careful when I sew this together, if I sew this together like that, what would be a nice, easy way to do this? Maybe I just need to let go of having a smooth piece of binding here. But I can't let go. Okay, Elena, I found it. I just don't like this. I don't like sewing it like this. You sew this right here. You sew this a 1/2 inch seam. You have this juncture right here, right? Let's pretend sew it together. So we've sewn this right sides together right here. Excuse me while I do some sewing here. Okay, so this is what this looks like now. We have that little jog up there, which is fine. That's what we knew would happen, right? So this right here, and then we take this and we put it right sides together. We bind this, swoop, right? And then we're going to put this right sides together, and we're going to sew this Yeah, that could work, right? So if that was right sides together, all right. So this is right sides together. I feel like I'm gonna get this really strange juncture right here. This is what I'm trying to avoid. All right, so I have this right sides together like that. All right, this has been bound and that hasn't been bound. I think that'll work. I don't think that's too hard. Okay. So this is going to be my pattern piece, right? We're going to just put this on here like that. This isn't laying flat, so I'm just trying to make the compromises I need to get it to lay flat. All right, that's my pattern piece. I used to always sew with a stapler because I'd be at my desk, you know, and all I had at my desk was a computer. There's a pattern table behind me, but I mean, some places I worked, I didn't have CAD. I would just do flat patterns like this, and then I could maybe cut and sew it, but there sometimes isn't a sewing machine in the design room. You have to use a stapler. So I don't need to add any, because this already had seam allowance right here. This I added for the under thing. This doesn't need seam allowance because it's bound. I think we're good. These things aren't like not fussy to sew, but that's my sleeve right now and I'm loving it. I think that's really cool. So that's what it looks like. My petal is built in. You're jumping up and down. All right, so now we're ready to cut because my only other modification is the angle of the welt pocket. So that's one thing about this is that it's not a very deep pocket. I guess I could make the pocket go to the hem. Oh, that's actually what I was thinking is if I make my welt pocket at an angle, what I could do is include the pocket in the seams here. So let's do that too. Y'all wanted a straight up Tamarack jacket. I'm still not going to give you one. All right. So let's put this guy aside here. I need to repair this little piece here. There we go. So this is ready. Let's move my Tamarack out of the way. Oh, and then I linked that fabric in the description. I am an affiliate also for Minerva, but I don't know where my affiliate link is. So it's just a link in the description to this fabric. It comes in all kinds of colors. I noodled on what to make out of this fabric for so long. I should have gone to the Minerva site because people have used this fabric and they've made some really cute things with it in these really cute colors. So I overthink things. What can I say? Hi, Lindsay. Good morning. Oh, I bet. Yeah, it really is. That is a long, long flight. Okay. This pattern piece isn't quite long enough, quite big enough, but we're just going to cut off a little piece of it, a piece of paper here, so I can use. I don't know if that's big enough either. That is not big enough. I mean, it could be. We'll see. I'm just making a piece of paper right now. All right. So I find that the Tamarack pockets are a little shallow And this one here, the Murcott puffer vest, this one I just made for Cashmerette. I like the pocket depth. My whole hand goes in there. This one goes up to this like little 1-inch hem right here, or like 1-inch top stitch perimeter. So I'm thinking that I'm going to keep the same opening, but I'm going to angle it. Right here. I laid my Murcott on here to find that angle. We still want the exact same length pocket opening because I'm going to use the same welt. And this same with the Murcott. These are the kinds of welt pockets that are really the easy kind to sew. Anytime the welt is only sewn at the bottom edge and left loose, that is the easiest welt to sew. It's not even a true welt because you don't have to anchor it in the sides of the welt opening, like on a back pocket, like chinos or things like that, or when you see the too narrow welts. Those are the hard ones. Hi, Sydney. Nice to see you. All right, so I'm thinking that, because see, this is the pocket, the Tamarack pocket. This would be the opening. So basically, it's a pretty shallow pocket. You could go all the way to the hem. And it would add about, I'm thinking, sorry, 1.5 inches. Should I just do that? Maybe I should just do that. That is that's a lot more, I'm trying to get out of hand sewing. I'll just be honest. I'm trying to get out of hand. Yes, I prefer an angled pocket also. It's more comfortable. You know, use it like this. That's why I was going to be like, And then all you would have to do, if you wanted, because your pocket would be anchored right here at center, front, and hem, you would have a little bit here and a little bit here, and that would be optional to anchor it or not, right? And it would, yeah, you could just leave it like that. So, yeah. Let's see how big the opening is. I think it's a 1/2 inch. For the welt. Let's see. Mark the placement of the welt pockets at each side of the hand-basted line of stitching between these two points, extending 3/4 beyond 3/4. Base the line of stitching on the same length, 1/4 inch above and below this line. Yeah, so it's a 1/2 inch opening. What about making a curved opening, but still making like patch, but on an angle? A patch. You want me to do a curved welt? Wow, Anne. Do you like me? I actually don't think I've ever done a curved welt. I'd have to redraft the welt itself because it is a straight rectangle. That'd be really cute though. Yeah, like a little, like if this were the Tamarack, you're thinking something like this. Something more like that, and then underneath it would look like this. I think that's a little too much for this one. I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted. I don't know, what do you guys think? Angle, I like the comfort of angled. But I will say, there is something to be said about just a horizontal pocket because it is a lot easier to drop things into it. Like finding your angled pocket to put your phone into is a lot harder than just dropping it in there. So, what do you think? Horizontal or angled? What would you guys do? A smile opening and bind it. Oh, as a patch pocket. Oh yeah, yeah, you could do a patch pocket. Right. I see what you're saying. Not a welt, a curved welt. Yeah, you could totally do that. If you don't like doing welt pockets, or maybe you don't want the lining to be on the inside of your garment, I like that idea. I'm going to do a welt just because I know people probably would like the sewing of it, you know? The angled. Hi, Eliza, angle. Yeah, I'm thinking angle too, maybe. Okay. All right, angle's got it. All right, we'll just do the angled pocket like that. And then let's get some paper here. Because I need to make a pocket piece. We're going to learn how to draft a welt pocket. How's that? With the scrimpiest piece of paper ever. Why am I scrimping on paper? Hi, Carla. Welcome. Oh, no problem. Hey, Mary. I have a piece of paper here. Welcome, you guys. All right, my poor little Tamarack pattern. It's very well loved. All right, so I've been saying I'm going to use a zipper on the front of this, but I think I'm going to do snaps. I think that would be cozier, because then I don't have that cold zipper against me. You know what I mean? A half welt. A half welt. So that, well, this is, I'm just going to stick with the welt that they have because it works really great and it's easier to sew for most folks. So it's not set into the pocket. It won't be anchored at the sides of the welt. All right, what am I looking for here? Looking for another pattern weight. My little edge here is a little tattered. So I'm going to trace off my Tamarack. Because this is all bound, it makes it really easy because there's no hem allowance, no seam allowance. Like, this is it. It's going to get bound into the edge. Let's do the Grainline, which we have the center front. That would have been sufficient. Running this along your ruler, not very accurate, by the way. Always double check. It kind of goes, all right, and then we have our opening though. We need our pocket opening here. Oh, that's right, Mary, you're doing that the wool competition. Did you see that I think that Grainline is promoting the Thayer jacket right now. That would be another option. I'll switch back to black. All right, so we're going to, how do I want to do this? We're going to draw in our square here. Or rectangle, sorry. So we have our 1/2 inch opening. So that's the finished opening. I'm thinking what I want right now. I'm gonna use a pencil and stop this madness. So I'm going to use this as one edge right here. And then I'm going to go out like 3/4 of an inch to either end of this welt here. And then go straight down. I'm measuring to this Grainline right here just to get a nice parallel line. So it's 3 1/4 plus and 3 1/4 plus right here. That's one side. And then I'm just going to do a perpendicular line to this point here. And this will be my top pocket. Hi, Louisa. Welcome. Hey, Julie. Welcome, welcome. How are you all? Did you guys have a good weekend? A good week since I didn't see you last week? All right, and then we're going to use this to draft the other pattern piece. And we're going to make it... I like giving myself more space here because I like to tack it to it. But there is argument for just putting it to this seam. I can always trim it off, is the way I look at it. Right? So I just made it 3/4 inch past this, the opening, the top opening edge there. And then we'll extend this here. Is that what I want? I feel like I'm missing something right now. I don't like this right here, this little narrow spot right here. I don't like that. So maybe I need this top one to be wider. I also don't want a whole lot flapping past my pocket. So maybe I just want it to go to the seam here. There's a lot of options, you guys. If I go like that far over, do I like that better? I should just do it right past the seam allowance, but I'm kind of being chicken right now about it. That's all. That's what it is, you know? If my welt, my top welt pocket goes just past this seam here. I hate this really narrow bit, but it's like not a big deal. All right, we're going to go with the wider. It's been a while since I drafted one of these, so let's just see. We'll do an experiment and see what I like and what I don't like about it. I don't think I did an angled welt for the SBS, did I? I'm just going to go 1/4 inch wider here. So I'm going to go to this seam, or this edge, for the outer pocket, and this one for the under pocket. I'm going to cut both out at the same time. This is a gigantic pocket. I don't know, you guys. Maybe this is too big. I'm chickening out. This is so big. I'm getting my jacket. I'm just realizing how big this is. So if this were... Let's just look really quick. Oh, that was the right front. Okay. The correct front. I mean, maybe... It's kind of big. Well, you know what, Elena? I was thinking, oh, maybe I could put my water bottle in the pocket as I walk up the stairs then. Exactly, because this is the dilemma. Ice cream bowl, cup of hot tea, water glass, water bottle. I can carry multiple things, but carrying 3 liquid things is hard. So the water bottle, fine, I can just carry that with a finger, right? This doesn't solve this because the water bottle isn't the problem. It's the fact that I have a bowl and 2 glasses that are open, you know. These are very good arguments though, Elena, you're right. Let's cut this piece of paper off here. All right, and let's try it out. Okay, first of all, it feels a little too high up. I think that I could lower it to right here. Yeah, right here. Okay. Glad I checked. I just need, yeah, I know. I think it's right. I did finally get one of my trays out, but I have 2 trays. One of them is too big. The other one is a nice size, but my mom mosaiced it and it weighs like 10 pounds. And the bottom is a little bit wobbly. If I had it, now I need a switch. You're right. That's what I've been waiting for, to buy one, a switch. Can you imagine? Oh, what happened, Julie? Wait, I can't see because it's telling me to run an ad and I don't do that. So let's see. I have been here. Oh, you're starting your flipping feature again after. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to lower this down to here. Well, that's fine. It's kind of interesting. Then that means that that changes the placement on the jacket as well. All right, but we don't have to figure any of this out again. We're going to go 3/4 past for this. I'm just measuring my other, keeping the same proportion. All right, and now we're going to cut this out. We're going to cut out the all of the layers, including, I know this is too wide. I can tell it's too wide. And then we'll trim down one to make the top pocket. I'm just using the existing welt that it came with, but it is a pretty standard measurement. This one is a 6-inch opening. I usually use a 5.5 to 6-inch opening. If you have a wider hand or a narrower hand, you can make that change pretty easily. Oh, really, Sydney? Oh. So yeah, see, like this is how, this opening, that's what's going to be finished. Like it doesn't get bigger or smaller from this point here. It looks just like this, right? So it's this length that you're talking about. That's pretty wide. That's my hand, right? But you also need to take into account the depth of your hand. So if someone has particularly thick hands or wider, you would want a wider opening. If someone has a smaller hand, they may feel like this opening is too big because it lets in cold air, so you can make it smaller. And then all you have to do is change that opening on all your pieces that have the opening marked on them, and then the length of the welt, which fell behind my pattern table, I'm gonna go grab right now. Because the length of the welt, you can just change it the same amount. Oh my gosh, that is so deep down there. I found a better way to get there. It's behind my button box here. So let's say you shortened the opening by 1 inch. You would just cut 1 inch off the length of your welt. It's very straight, like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a game thing. Hi, Sherry. How's it going? It's a game console. They're enablers. Oh, I just saw a little red heart go up. Is that when someone likes the stream? I've never seen that before. You're watching from the beach today? Nice. That's so cool. I've been in streams where I see hearts flying up and I'm like, how did they do that? All right. So this is my welt. It should only be about a ½ inch past the opening. This looks, you know, this is just seam allowance because you're going to sew the ends. So yeah, anyway, all right. All right, so this is the pocket, and we're going to transfer the opening on here. Well, we don't really need to, but actually, yeah, I don't really need to. Oh, where's that, what did I just cut off? How much did I decide to do past the point there? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, of course. All right, so we're just gonna cut this one off right here. Oh, sorry, Mary. Good luck. That's not fun at all. Oh, what is it, Anna? What did you test? Did you like someone's comment or something? That's so cool. I can't believe I saw it. All right, I'm actually ready to start cutting out, if you can believe it. Is this how I want this? I'm still having second thoughts of how I like to sew my welt. I actually feel like these two could be the exact same piece. And I put the hole in. Because I think she's doing it the way I just did it. She has it to the seams, right? So here's the seam, like it would be like this and like this, right? That's how it gets sewn. The heart, you and the pocket, and happy face. The heart, you and the pocket. I don't know what that means. Okay. Let's move some stuff out of the way. Make room here. The emojis that float up on the screen is what I tested. I think it's supposed to mimic Twitch. It's the thing on Twitch. Yeah. You can't do that in Twitch. That is you have to have an extension. And then the streamer has some sort of extension enabled. I don't really know. So you can send a heart, because I'm seeing a bunch of them now. That's really cool. How fun. Hi, Bonnie. How's it going? That's so fun. It's so interactive. I love it. Let me save my paper here for another project later. Okay. I'm just deciding if this is how I want to sew my welt. So, because if I sew the rectangle, I stay stitch it first. I sew this right side to the bottom edge. I sew, no, this is not how I want to do this. I feel like, oh, this is the top pocket. Okay, yeah. I see. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that too. Okay. I'm going to use the same pattern piece for both. Crazy talk, right? Crazy talk. Yeah, I think I've seen that now that you mentioned it like that, Anna. Yeah, exactly. It's like a foam thing. I know why I'm confused, like, not confused, but like why I'm misinterpreting her pattern piece, and it's that she doesn't have the box drawn on there. You need to do that yourself. I don't like how little that room is right there. This is when you have trouble. That's a nice pocket size though. So this will be our top pocket, which top pocket is always the one that is sitting closer to the top of your jacket. So basically the back of your hand goes against the top pocket. See ya, Anna? The bottom pocket is the one that the palm of your hand goes to. So I'm gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna cut 2. I just simplified it even more. All right, we don't need this, but we do need this. We're gonna put these aside, and let's cut. I need somewhere to hang my jacket, clearly. Oh, before too many of you leave too, I wanted to ask your opinion. So I'm gonna start using my ironing board on my serger, or not my serger. I'm gonna start using my ironing board for the iron cam, but the ice cream cones are just way too busy. And I was thinking of making I'm gonna make a new ironing board cover. Do you think that light blue in the middle, something like that, I gotta tie my shoe. That could work, right? Like even that tone on tone print on the right, it's glitching, I can tell, it's like wiggling. And then the pink, I think it's too bright. That's a knit, but I'm just interviewing colors. Anything teal turns weird. You know what I mean? I think that light blue could work though, don't you? Yeah, I think so. I think things will show up on it nice. Or something similar in that value and a solid. I think that could work. So did I already fold this? It looked like I had, so. Okay, I think this fabric needs to be cut out in a single layer. Light blue. Hey, Marie. Yeah, I think that light blue could work. That's a piece of linen. I don't think it's big enough. But if it can, hey, Beverly. Beverly, that's so funny. So Beverly often does timestamps. And so she sent me timestamps the other day. Oh, this is so dark. And I wanted to be all nosy. I wasn't trying to be nosy, but I wanted to be like, I hope you're having a good time where you are, Beverly. And then I was like, tone it down, Saremy. You're not trying to pry. And then she sent back the most loveliest email saying what's going on, like how she's having a good time. And it's exactly what I wanted to hear. And I haven't replied yet, but I plan on it. I still have your email. There is definitely a stretch to this quilted fabric. Do I want to add more room at the top edge of the I don't. Definitely don't. I'm going to use the same piece for the top and the bottom pocket, because I'm just going to use this to clean finish the whole. This is why this isn't a traditional welt. It's really easy to sew. You just need to clean finish the welt opening somehow. I'm going to do that with the top pocket, and the under pocket's just going to sew to the perimeter of this piece. Easy peasy. All right, so this fabric, I have a stripe to match. Not great, stripe to match. It, to me, looks like the triangles kind of droop. Oh my God, it's so dark. Let me brighten it up for you guys. The pink was way too bright. You know why I keep trying pink fabrics? Like the year before last, I sewed this laundry basket when I was like doing the laundry basket pattern, right? One of the renditions I used was this spoonflower fabric I had bought. And there was something about that color of that fabric on camera that just was like, oh, it was so good. It was very, it just really played well with the cameras. It looked really nice. And it had like a gray linen print background with little pink flowers kind of around it. So, oh yeah, sure. It's pretty stretchy. So here, we'll look at this line right here, and I'll hold it at this 4-inch mark. So I would say that's about easily 20%. Let's do a fold. Let's do it on a fold here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's easily 20% stretchy. That's cross grain. Length grain is very stretchy too. Yeah, it's my mirror. It's Minerva. The link is in the description. Not an affiliate link, just a link to it and all the colors it comes in. So I think like, well, I didn't want to have to match patterns. Wow. But I'm going to line up my cut edge here to the diamond, you know? Did I say hi to you, Heidi? Hello, hello. Never apologize, you're not late. Oh, I need to move this is not the marking, right? We moved that, like way over here. Way over here. Don't let me forget that. Yeah, it's got a lot of stability. On the back, it's got like a scrim on the back. So you see, if I were to, I'll take apart the fabric for you. Oh, these are my paper scissors. Everyone's so worried about me using my rotary knife. Oh, I need to change my blade. My rotary knife on paper. Oh my gosh, this doesn't even cut. But I'm more worried about using my paper scissors, my paper cutting scissors on anything else. Okay, so check it out. So here, this is the scrim that's on the back of it. Right here, this is the scrim. See, it's kind of like when I stretch it, you can see the pattern behind it. This is the batting. There's batting inside there. The top fabric is a very soft jersey or something. So it's 3 layers. Well, I'm using the term scrim because it's more like a stabilizing fabric that's behind there. You wouldn't use this fabric on a garment. It even looks a little bit synthetic, maybe, or it's a rayon. Let me tell you the fabric content. I have it up. It's 81% polyester, 16% viscose, 3% lycra. Here, I'll put a link to it in the chat. It's pretty cool. Here you go. The back fabric is, yeah, it's very soft. Yeah, I'm using the term scrim because, why do I know that? Why do I know it's scrim? There's certain things I just have trouble explaining because I just know it, you know? It's a fabric backing, basically. Tons of colors, yeah, right? I'm gonna change my cool, look at this, check this out. You just do, wait, this is how it is, right? Yeah, I pull it. It's I don't have no weird, like tons of parts. One button changing. One of you guys gave this to me, I love it. Quilt batting has a scrim. Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah, quilt batting has a scrim. I was thinking of it more like in the outdoor world where we would use scrim. And and trying to place it. But yeah, quilters understand. I will not line it because it's pre-quilted. I think you could though. On this jacket, I think you could quilt it and it would be kind of nice. The people who sewed it on the Minerva, like if you scroll below that the fabric listing, it does look like most people used a garment that you wouldn't line. It's soft. Oof, I hate it when it's like under the camera like that. God, there's just nothing like a new blade. Am I right? Boy, this is so far away. Yeah, it was Kira. Shout out to Kira. Wicked late? I don't know about wicked late. I haven't heard that term in so long. You're just on time, Nancy. Nello. I didn't get a very straight edge there because I'm not putting the blade against, like usually I always put the fabric towards the inside. This makes me a little nervous, but there we go. It's a little straighter. It's messy. Okay. Yeah, it is an Olfa cutter. This is what it looks like. It's so easy. It's so easy. She was like, hey, I'm going to send this thing to you. It's really cool, and it is really cool. It's a regional thing. Okay. You look at the back. It kind of has a, maybe in the face cam you can, oh, where's the camera? Why is the camera way over here? You can't really see it, never mind. Oh gosh, yeah, right, Terry. I sold an electric cutter when I closed my factory. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. I've seen scrim used for curtains and things. I kind of want it to be right there. I'm just lining up my lines here. Maybe what I'll do is this, and then just use the pattern piece again. Like this. And then I'm going to line it up again. Okay, so this here, I'm measuring it along this point here. That's the wrong one. I need to go one full repeat. There we go. Ooh, that was tricky. Okay, because I was thinking, okay, I'm lining it up on the middle of this diamond here, right? Like I did here. But this diamond, this is the top and the bottom of this diamond. I was just lining it up to this one here. So it would have been like this. Tricksy, very tricksy. I'm lining it up on this one here. Okay, here we go. My poor paper, my pattern piece, you know. Okay. This one has more on this line here than this one does. It feels a little like the fabric's at an angle. You know? I want to tug on it. Maybe I will. Oh, because here I can make it really obvious. Okay, so Okay, so, oh, I thought I got 2. I thought I was really clever and got 2, but I didn't. I'll show you how I did it, and then what I almost did. Okay, so this one here, this is the diamond. I lined it up on the point, the top and the bottom of this point, right? So I looked at this and I went, okay, I'm lining this up down the center of these diamonds right here. There's diamonds right here. So I was lining it up on the center of those diamonds, and that's what would have happened. It would have been a half of a diamond off from one another like that. So I needed to move it over one whole repeat of diamond stitching to get it back up to this diamond here. That's why. Very tricky. I saw someone did like a jacket that kind of resembles the Tamarack style with theirs. It was like in a like a golden brown color. It was really pretty. So now I just kind of made the fabric a little bit more symmetrical to how this one is over here. I honestly feel like this is one of those fabrics that might just kind of do some fun things over time. You never know, right? There's a lot going on. It's quilted knit. Like, I haven't even told you guys about the like Murcott thing. Yeah, so today, if you're a Cashmerette Club member, you may have noticed they launched their latest club pattern, and I got the opportunity to do the sew along video, and it's the vest I'm wearing right now, and I love the vest. Like, I've been wearing it nonstop. So if you're a Cashmerette Club member and you make the Murcott, it's me that helps you. Let me know if you make it. I want to see. Okay. Oh, I was going to lower the back neck of this. I do have a pattern change left to do. Yeah, it's all one color. It's probably really hard to see. And, it's like, here's a diamond, here's a diamond. That's what I was doing. All right. We still need to mark our welts, but we'll do that right before sewing so that I don't have the chalk doing anything in the bin if I use chalk. All right, we're gonna lower this back neck here. Let's put it on top of here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna lower it quite a bit. This is a me problem as far as fit, and I'm going to actually change the pattern permanently. Doing it a little on the fly. I'm overlapping that inch. Like that. I'm going to trim that off of the pieces I just cut. Just like that. It's gone. Because that really bugs me. All right, this fabric is so wide, I'm thinking that I might be able to get my back on the fold here. Looks like I can. We got too much mess happening here though. Oh my gosh, what's such a good show. When is the next season coming? I want it. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Thank you. I appreciate hearing that. Yeah, and it really didn't take long. I was kind of surprised because I was like, quilting? What the heck? Why did I sign up for this? All right. Let's get my front here. I'm gonna put my side seam on here so that I get the same stripe. I'm just gonna pin this to the fabric right here. So this is just my front and this is the side seam. See right here? You can barely see it. And now I'm gonna line this up. Ooh, we're gonna raise this up actually, because I forgot. This has a lower hem in the back than in the front. So we're gonna raise this up. This fabric's pretty heavy. Oh, did they finally say spring 2023? I think I knew that part, but yeah, it's just taking so long. All right, so this is kind of where I want this, but you can see this takes that off grain, right? So we're going to straighten this out and put it on some diamonds again. Oh, yeah. Let's see, what am I watching right now? I am watching, I've been watching Better Call Saul, which I avoided because I thought it would stress me out, but it's actually really good. I mean, he does stress me out a little bit. He makes me worry about him, but it's so endearing and sweet. Oh, I knew Amy would chime in about Ted Lasso. All right, so do I feel like that's going to be, I feel like this is a little lower. Dang it. My favorite video game was turned into a show, so that's what I'm watching right now. It's called The Last of Us. And my husband is now super into it, which I cannot tell you guys how happy it makes me. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job of being a good person sitting next to him who's played the game and watching it. I'm not saying anything like, that wasn't in the game, or they did that different. I'm not doing any of that, but he's been asking me, was that in the game? So I'm like, dang it, I'm trying to be good, but you're making me bad, you know? Okay, Ann. Yeah, this is taking a lot longer to cut than I thought it would. I forgot about all this pattern matching. But hey, you know, pattern matching. All right, so sometimes when I have these pieces on the fold like this, I will do this. Like right now, because I'm kind of distracted, I'm going to put my weight there. And this is just so I don't turn the corner right there. So I don't go like this and then turn the corner and go straight up the back of my shirt, right? So I hope there's enough. Is there enough fabric there? Oh my gosh, I better check that. I really put that way, okay, yeah, okay. You are, Ann? Oof. That makes me so happy. You just bought a couple of welt pocket acrylic templates. Oh, interesting. Are your weights from Amazon or Waywack? Neither. These right here are traditional pattern weights. Like this is what you would see in a pattern room. And I just got these at a factory that went out of business near me, right? And then these are actually just traditional old irons. I love these. They're usually available at antique stores. Get it with the handle, and they're just great. They're heavy, super flat. They go with the sewing theme, which I never even thought of until someone said, that's so meta. And I was like, what's meta mean? Is the series good to play the game, but it seems only about me. It is only on PlayStation, but it's coming to PC, Malin. The series is excellent. I missed what Shim said. Oh, about the acrylic tin. You have the electric scissors that belong to my grandmother. Oh, very cool. Wasn't sure what they were to do. Oh, that's cool. Oh, nice, Nancy. How much would you guesstimate those pattern weights weigh? 4 or 5 pounds. These or these? Do you mean the iron or the pattern weight? These are pretty heavy. They're also iron. Yeah, because now we have HBO, I'm also getting my husband into Succession. So we've been watching both of those. I don't really have much time to watch much else because I play video games. I'm involved in the story. All right, so we're just gonna lop this off. Okay, so now take this off. I really like the whole series too, I have to admit. All right, so I'm gonna fold that over like that. Pull this over. Succession is awesome, yeah, and it is definitely one of those things that it's kind of a slow burn at first. My husband's super into strategy, and just because he loves strategy and he has a, you know, like business thing, I think he will enjoy it. I think the jury's still out though. I think he's a little bit like, what is this about, you know? All right, so let's see here. Is this landing stripe-wise? I think that if I fold this over like that, this stripe is a little higher. See, this is how I think this fabric is a little bit at an angle. So I'm gonna do that. I kind of yoinked it up a little, the fabric. It makes sense. Knits are not, they're not on the same kind of grain. So, see you, Amy. Succession is, it is not a historical documentary. It's a little bit more of a New York, like high-powered business family with a lot of inherited money and the drama of the succession from an elder to the younger for the family business. It's definitely a lifestyle that most people will not relate to. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, interesting, Shim. Okay. I just got caught up on The Handmaid's Tale. Loved it. Very chilling. I just watched that 90s show. I didn't really intend to watch that whole thing. And Malin, be quiet. My saga with my marmalade really gave me a lot of time in the kitchen. Now I know I didn't really have to do remove all the pith from the skins. But that's what it said to do. All right, so I just did that little notch where the hems will join. I didn't do it on the front. I forgot to look for that. I can barely see anything on my poor piece of paper. All right, so now we have our back. Oh, I don't have any of the Disney stuff. Oh, I've also been getting into all the Star Trek because I finally have access to some of it. If you want a fun and lighthearted show and you're on Apple TV, I can't recommend Mythic Quest enough. It's so fun, and I watched all of that was available, and I told my husband, I'm like, well, you just try this out because I think you'd like it. I think he was just instantly like, oh, this is about gaming. It just won't be like my thing. He loves it. The characters are so good. It's so funny and lighthearted. I love it. No, I didn't make it Mullen's way. I am not making marmalade for another 10 years. We have established this. No one's eating my marmalade unless they want to give me $50 a jar. Okay. I'm going to trim my shoulder that I just trimmed off the back. Right here. If you watched what was Better Call Saul based on? What's that the spinoff from? Oh, Breaking Bad. If you haven't watched Breaking Bad, that is a really good show. I never wanted to watch that one because I don't like shows that what I would call it is manipulative. Like when it's very manipulative of the viewer. And what I mean by that is Lost. Lost is a really good example of being manipulative. I feel like Lost really just yanks the viewer around for the sake of yanking the viewer around. You never really know what's happening or what's going on, what's real. And I don't think that's okay. I just don't like that. And when I heard them interviewed and they said, we don't even know what it is. We don't know what's wrong with the island, and we don't know what's going to happen. I was like, nope, I'm out. You are literally just making this for drama and shock value. Then I'm a little bit like, I want to know, like, what's the story, and you don't even know what the story is. The other thing I'm not a big fan of, like, I loved The Sopranos, but it really, like, I hate polling for a bad guy all the time, and you're really polling for some really bad people, and you're, like, making them out into, like, the protagonist, you know? That really kind of, like, and I'm not really, like, a big Pollyanna, like, obviously, like, I love The Last of Us, but, you know, at the core of it, those are good people. They're just in a really hard world, right? But, these are going to be interesting pattern pieces. But, Breaking Bad, I was like, nope, not going to watch that. You're polling for kind of a guy doing bad stuff, right? I'm not sure I'm down for this. But they do it differently. You're not really polling for him. You're kind of like, what are you doing? Oh, I loved Ozark. Same, that's the same thing. You start polling for these bad people, right? They're bad, they're not good people. You're polling for them. That really, like, gets it to me. The marmalade, no, I am not teaching a marmalade class. Mythic Quest, absolutely. Watch Mythic Quest before you get rid of your Apple subscription. It's so cute. Yeah, oh yeah, right, Leah? I know, I don't like super stressful. Last of Us might be too stressful for you. It's definitely, even my husband was like, does this pick up? I'm like, it's a harsh world, dude. Oh yeah, you need to watch the last season. Okay, you have that British Royal. I hear notes on The Crown with my sister. I like The Crown. Ozark, amazing. Okay, here's my petal sleeve. Doesn't it? It looks like a little ghost. Let's put some eyeballs on it. He looks like he's holding up his little sheet. I think, Ray, you're hosting your own retreat, it sounds like. All right, let's find my Grainline here. And we'll put this on some diamonds. Okay. Oh, did I answer you guys' questions about the weights? I'm sorry. I feel like the chat might have moved and I may have missed if I got your question answered. I meant to show the guild. I was at an antique store. Remember, like, I was having the saga about my iron rest, basically almost burning my office down. But we won't talk about that. And I saw it 2 antique irons like these, like an antique iron. They weren't like this, and I'd never seen one like that before. And I took a picture. I wanted to show you guys because it was incredible. I don't collect them, so I'm not going to go and just buy it just for the collection. And it was too big. There you go, Ray. I don't know why you're picking the absolute worst and hardest thing to make, though. Ozarks to the power of the next. Yes, exactly, Beverly. Yeah, and that's partly why, like, I think that's just something in me that I don't want to give attention to, you know? I like Succession, and I'm kind of curious, like, is it going to be manipulative? Like, is it to manipulate the audience, or are we really going to see a story unfold, you know? All right, so we're going to flip this sleeve over. And Ozark is more about, well, acting, basically breaking the law and then having to continue to do so out of fear for your life, because you just basically should not have bitten off more than you can chew. They're not really, I mean, they do show their like ego, narcissistic character traits that maybe they didn't even know they had. Oh yeah, the washers. For me, for washers, I don't know how people pick those up. That's really kind of annoying for me. Iron rest. Mine finally slid off. Oh. Oh no. Wow, Terry. That's scary. So here, let me show you. Do you have one of these kinds of ironing boards by any chance? Wait, here. Okay, let me show you. I have to pan the camera. So do you have a ironing board like this that has that iron rest at the end? Because this is working. This is working. Just so you know. Remember, I wasn't using my ironing board because I started using the wool mat, and that was because of the pattern, the camera logistics for me. It wasn't because I thought it was superior. I love the wool mat though. It holds the heat really nicely. I love it. But I just couldn't fit an ironing board under my camera where the ironing board needed to go. So now that I can, here we go. I'm trying to find the Grainline. I'm going back to using an ironing board, and I'm so relieved because it's solving that issue. Am I in the same diamond? Diamond, diamond, diamond. Oh my God, it's a little hard to see there. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You know, the other thing you can do with those washers is you can tape a handle to them, because I've done that with one of my irons because it doesn't have a handle. Yeah, the covered piece of plywood. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that actually works really good too. Like, I get it. Okay, this isn't far enough. Your walnut. You use my walnut on top of my ironing board. Yeah, that is really scary. Yeah, mine literally, like you all know, it burned my table. If I had not looked at my... Okay, where is this? This is right here, okay. If I hadn't looked at that, if I hadn't made sure my iron was turned off that night, I wouldn't have even seen it on the wood. It would have been really bad. Oh, wool mat. You put your wool mat on top. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's great. Okay. Just looking. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Maybe you guys don't care. But I'm just kind of looking at I'm not trying to really match my knit, but I thought, you know, I don't really want that. Like, let's see how this looks. Yeah, it's pretty much not perfect. Look at that, see? That line going across right here. It's not hitting the underarm in the same spot. Same with this one. It's doing the same thing. So this knit is definitely like a little bit canted at an angle. Oh, see, that would work, Elena. That would work good, like putting it, because then it has sides. So someone posted in the guild that they made like basically like a walled area for their iron, around their little iron. They put a little wall. My husband was making me a platform, and it was just not, it was still kept sliding off. It was so scary. I feel like the cutting stream is the stream where we get to chat and hang out. We don't have the people in here going, hurry up. The sewing stream, I have to keep it moving, man. It's like having a boss. I have like 50 people going, okay, keep it going, keep going, keep going. Because it looks like a little ghost. I just did that. Oh, yeah, exactly. A breakfast tray. Well, what's not I mean, I guess my one breakfast tray that's mosaic, but most breakfast trays are wooden, you know? Yeah, that's it, Terry. When it's hot, it's slippery. That's the thing. Okay, we need a pin right here for this little overlap point right there. Okay, so I just need to cut out my pocket, but I know people are probably gonna start peeling off, but I wanted to tell you that I'm gonna get my old serger out. There's no guarantees, and I don't have a whole lot of hope this is gonna work, but I really hope it does. Oh, I'm still attached. I'm going to get my old serger out, and I'm gonna see, I have this like box of attachments I never used with it. I'm gonna see if I can do cover stitch binding on this whole thing, because I've never done that, not with an attachment on camera. And then I've done cover stitch binding, but it's in like 2 videos maybe. So yeah, I'm hoping that works. That's what I'm gonna work on this afternoon. I'm gonna get my old serger out and see if I can get the attachment to work, or I can just use my cover stitch machine otherwise. Yeah, that's true, Elena. That is nice. Was the IV pole attached to your cart? Oh, Ray, thanks. Oh wait, what was this? Do you watch live stream and maybe that was for cover stitch binding sounds intense? You think so? Okay, where would you put your welt? Would you like fold it along this? I think I would do that. That looks good actually. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see if I can, because see, it's a knit, right? And so a knit would be a little better with a knit binding, with like a knit cover stitch binding, right? Oh, okay, Elena. Gosh, combining the two, your IV pole with like a Raskog or a cart, a heavy duty cart, because you're having trouble with your IV pole falling over, right? I'm liking this idea for myself, but I don't need mine to be mobile. Let's see, I'm gonna put that fold line of the welt right on a stitch line of the quilt. Yeah, I was thinking of that too, Shem. I don't have a whole lot of videos about it. I'm pretty excited. Like, one of the really big long-term things of why I got the office next door and how it will affect what I do here is that now when I am sitting at my machine, I can just turn and use my serger and cover stitch. I'm gonna have a camera over there on it. I think I figured it out. Like, let me tell you guys, like with the whole stream setup and the way the cameras have to be, I may have missed thinking of something, but I think what I'm doing isn't too different from what I already have going, so it's not going to fail. I think it's gonna work. And then that way, if I can just sit there and switch between machines really easily, that means I can do more knits and stuff, and I don't have to stand at the ironing table. Oh yeah, that makes that, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Elena. You know, I think about like, I see like video setups where they have it on a movable platform, like on rolling wheels. And they have the plugs integrated with the rolling cart. The thing is, that has to plug into something, right? But you know, one thing that you can do in certain, and I don't think this is something you would want to tackle, but you can have electrical cords go straight up. Even if you don't plug into the ceiling, you'd have to have a really long cord. But you know, that's always an option. Cords coming from the sky are so much easier to deal with sometimes. So, hey Rachel. Hello, hello. Rachel sent me the cutest note this morning. She was so excited about the cashmerette gig. And it was like, yay, I was so happy to, you know, see that. So, okay, wait, this is the back. What do I got going here? I got my back. I got my sleeves, my welt pockets, my fronts. Okay, so we just need our pockets, linings, right? Is that it? What was the other thing I needed to do? I was going to tell you guys how to measure for your sleeve too. Does this fit? Oh boy. Didn't think about that. I think this'll fit. Ooh. I could do it on the cross grain. That'll be fine. I'm using this because it's a Minerva fabric as well, and it's pre-washed. It doesn't really go, but you know. I could use, what if I did, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to use quilting for one layer. Yeah. I have a lot of leftover fabric. I have a lot of leftover fabric. It's kind of, hopefully it's enough for a pair of pants, because that's my plan. But it seems like it. Sorry, let me put that on the screen. It helps the lighting, huh? Yes, I pre-washed it. I pre-washed it twice because I wanted to make sure. I thought that one was a little bit dodgy. This one here? Nope, this is Dashwood Studio. A studio I've never heard of, but they feature a lot on the Minerva site. Don't you really just want this to fit right here? That's not bad. I really want to leave as big a piece as possible, you know. We'll do that, okay. Oh, did Sarah, wait, did I see Sarah's hoodie? I have so much stuff I need to do in the guild. You guys are really putting up with me. I need to still schedule this month's Ask a Sewey question show. I did create the board, but how would you know that? Because I haven't given you the link. I need to schedule the new SBS. I still need to do timestamps on last week's SBS. All right. Yeah, this is really cute. I use this in pocket lining to my Ash jeans and as a quilt backing. And the fabric colors, there's so many. I love it. And this is a little bit overexposed. It's got a little, it's richer. It's richer in person. Okay. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? Aren't I forgetting something? All right, let me show you how to measure. Okay, let's say you're trying to determine if you're long, like what long sleeve, like what's the sleeve length that you want on the pattern, all right? So the most accurate way to measure for your sleeve length, I don't know why I'm showing you on my jacket, because I'm going to show you on me too. Let's pretend like this is me, all right? So the best way to do this, I'll flip it over, so we're looking at the back. The pocket fabric, that's just quilting cotton. Let's do this one, the sleeve. Okay. So we'll pretend like this is my body, okay? When I'm looking for sleeve length, what I do is I find the center of my back of my neck where that bone is right there. I know you might not get it perfect, but that's okay. So you're going to measure there, and you're going to go down all the way to your wrist, right? So when I do this on me, I take the number 1 and I put it at the center back of my neck, all right? This takes a little bit of a knack. And then I'm going to, we'll do full screen. I pull the tape measure down and I put my elbow behind it. Don't look at the creepiness that my elbows do. I'm actually going to hold the tape measure like this too, right? All right, so now I'm relaxed and I've got it, and I'm going to bend my elbow the best I can, like this. And then I look at that number. I just lost it, fell. Like this. And so I can see that at my bent wrist right here, it says 30, oh, you can't see that, 31 right there. So that would be the full amount, right? And from your center back neck, okay? Now, maybe you don't want that full amount. Maybe you don't need, you're not going to bend your arms or whatever. But now you know what it would take. And so now on your pattern pieces, you just need your back. This works on a raglan or a set-in sleeve. It doesn't matter. On your pattern pieces, you're going to overlap your sleeve. And if you want, put the back sleeve to the back, right? And put your notch at the shoulder line there and overlap at the whole seam allowance, right? And then you can do the same thing. You can go, all right, here's my center back neck right here. And I usually do go kind of up to this shoulder, not like, I don't go at an angle, I just kind of go like that, right? And then I go straight down to the end of the sleeve like that. And that's how I know where I'm at when I'm picking a sleeve length. The reason you want to do it this way is this seam right here could be anywhere. It could be down here, because if it's a drop shoulder. It could be a cut-on sleeve and it's not a set-in sleeve. It could be a raglan and the sleeve is right, the seam is right here. So then you know the overall amount. These are like using your 0, 0 points that are immovable, right? Your back, center back neck never ever changes, but these lines can. And then this way, you're not accidentally going, oh, I'm gonna measure the sleeve length on this sleeve like this. And then, oh yeah, that'll work on me. What if that line is actually down here, or what if it's higher and then that doesn't work? So this is, what do you mean, why did I start at 1 inch? Well, I started at the end of the tape measure. Here, I just mean I started at the end of the tape measure. So that's how you want to always measure things like length, is putting all the pieces together, especially with sleeves. Makes a big difference. All right, I think we're done, but I feel like I'm forgetting something. I can't think of what it is. Oh, I need to cut 2 more pieces of pocket. That's what it is. Yeah. 2 more pieces of pocket. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen me do that, Terry, before. But I like to reiterate that when you're looking for sleeve length, especially since I talked about how the Tamarack felt a little short on me. I mean, I just started at the 1 inch, sorry. I'm so literal sometimes. I'm sorry. Okay, I think I can get 2 pockets if I flip. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I could do that and like that. No, like this and like this. Okay, we're gonna do this one here. I'm not gonna worry about matching. I'm just trying to use up my, oh, I do have fabric to cut as a gift bag. Thank you for reminding me. I set it aside and everything. Let's do that. This is going to be my bottom pocket. So the palm of my hand will go towards this. And then now we won't see my lining fabric in the inside of my Tamarack. That's what I'm thinking. I started at the, I started at the top. There we go. Okay. What will be my backup plan if I don't have enough fabric for pants? Wait and see. Who knows? Okay. Let me tone down the brightness a little bit. Yeah, don't do that. Do that. Measure them like that. And write that down, because that's something that just doesn't change when people get bigger or around or anything like that. If they get taller, you may need to re-measure that. Okay, so I do have a gift bag lined up. So in case you're new here, my plan this year is to make a cloth gift bag every time I sew something. So that by the end of the year, I have a lot of them. So I made this one with the Carolyn pajamas. It's turned out really cute, actually. Boop. So I set aside these fabrics here because I have 3 birthdays this month. So why not make it 3? She was trying to figure out how to measure the sleeve length, how to figure that out. So on a shirt like that, Terry, you would just need the yoke and the sleeve and the cuff. And then you just tape them together with your removable tape that you're getting this weekend. Or just weight it down like I do. All right, so let's see. Is this one cut out yet? I don't think so. I think these are all fabrics I just pulled to make gift bags. So I'll be sewing the Tamarack starting tomorrow if you don't want to stay for the gift bag cutting, so I'm just going to cut these gift bags. Yeah. I'm going to play with my cover stitch binding attachment and see, there's a big old wrinkle in this, and see if I can get that to work by tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. If not, I might be doing woven binding, but I could still use my binding attachment, my other one. Damn, this wrinkle is forceful. This is just a free pattern that Hearts has. It's kind of a funny little gift bag pattern, but it actually works surprisingly well, and it's interesting. Where's my little scissors? Oh, here they are. Okay. It's how it's done in outdoor wear and women's wear. I feel like that is this actually a straight line? What are the odds of that? It's like 1/8 of an inch different down here. So we'll just do that. Okay. Oh, but I wanted to do like a green border at the top. So we'll just make it Eliza. I'm doing this in such a weird way right now. I'm trying to maximize the fabric. I need to move my fabric bin under there. It's not quite, you know, what I want, where I want it. I can tell. Let's do this wide. There we go. Okay, so that'll be the top of my bag. And it's houses. Okay, I already have this little draw cord. Oh my gosh, let me use my words here. And we need this in the lining. I line these because I have all this lining fabric that I just do not know what to do with. Someone gave me. I didn't cut through the bag fabric? What do you mean? I'm cutting my lining to fit in the most, you know, accurate way possible. I need to get this wrinkle to calm down. There we go. Overlap that by like a 1/2 inch or so. And now I'm just going to cut my lining. Oh man. I basically use the original pattern, but I am trying to maximize the use of the scrap fabric I'm trying to use up. So, all right, so this one goes with this one. There's one. That's one. Now, I have this fabric here, which is, this is Senor in all of his hiding places. I designed this fabric. It's a sample. I think my niece will really like it. I think this is what I was thinking. Something like that. This is so wrinkly too. Oh, why didn't I iron this? Yeah, I will iron it before I sew it, but I should have ironed it before I'm cutting it. Quite clearly, it is really obnoxious. Let's see what, oh yeah, look at that. Let's get it even straighter. Three inches? Yeah, we can do that. All right. I don't think I've been bribed by someone in chat before. I will iron it before I sew it. Let's do this. I'm laying this on there. Let's actually cut this straight though. I spend so much time trying to get the camera above me so that this line right here is parallel to the bottom, because I feel like someone would enter chat and go, nope, just leave. And I feel for that person. I do. Okay. This is wrinkled, right? So it'll go all the way up there. Much to Ray's chagrin. The lining makes it so that I can use the fabric, the bags will last longer, don't you dare, and I don't have to finish all the edges on the inside, you know? So while it is extra fabric, it's really not a big deal because I don't need this lining. This lining is very old. It's a little discolored, especially along the fold. And I just need a little indication there. So it's just like a good way to use it. And plus it is washed too. It'll make it so that the bags will last longer. Okay, here's another one. Oh, but we need a lining. Was this the same size? Shoot. Oh, interesting, Nancy. There's so much talk about that sometimes on the YouTube vlog group, the sewing vloggers YouTube group. People get some really negative comments about music. I don't put music because I did one time on a video that wasn't very like it wasn't tutorial heavy, and I just felt like, oh, this will be something like I can put music on, it's no big deal. And man, you guys I feel like you just hated it for the act of hating the music. So I don't mostly use music because I agree with you guys. It is pretty distracting and it overwhelms what's happening. I also don't do it because what a nightmare to deal with finding music and then making sure that you're not violating anything and you're using it correctly, you're attributing it if you have to. I just don't feel like it's worth it. You have to, if you want to use music, like properly use it, you usually have to pay a service, and it is expensive. Like it's like a couple $100 a month minimum in order to use music in your videos. That's not like the not that great music, you know, because there's plenty you can use that's not that great. And then you have to spend so much time finding a music that you like and doesn't bug you. This is not worth my time. Not worth my time at all. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is. Oh, you know, that's how I feel about the ASMR stuff too, Elena. I don't understand. That's just too much for me. Like, I get panicky when they start doing ASMR noises. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Like the whispering and the nail tap, just thinking about it makes my skin crawl. I don't know how people do it. But it is supposed to create this kind of auditory, it's an auditory sensory response, right? Something like that. Auditory meridian response or something like that. Auditory sensory meridian response, I think is what ASMR stands for. So it's supposed to create literal tingles on your skin. Like that's what it's supposed to do. I know you know that, Elena. I do not want that sensation watching a YouTube video. See you, Terry. Terry, you never told me if you had In-N-Out burger. And what did you think? And Terry messaged me and she's like, okay, I'm going on a road trip. She was basically driving like an hour away to go to the fabric store or something. She was, I have to know. Should I stop at In-N-Out and try it? As a Californian, I was like, ooh. I don't know. I cannot recommend it as far as like going out of your way. Californians everywhere are like, how dare you? Or we're all like, you know. Oh, shoot. There we go. I need to cut that. That's on the fold there. I'm doing this the weirdest way possible, aren't I? I'm piecing these bags together if I have to, just because I'm like, oh, I want to use that fabric. What am I going to use this little piece of linen for? This book fabric my sister will love. Let's overlap this by an inch, or ½ inch, I mean. Last bag, you guys. Last awkward cut of a bag. I mean, I'll awkwardly cut some more next month. This is why scrap busting is so time consuming. I don't want these to be like bags that are like, you know. I actually do want these to look somewhat okay, you know. Shoot, I keep trapped. This is also a good example of why you never cut around your pattern pieces, especially with a brand new blade. I'm breaking all the rules today. But, you know, scrap busting projects, for me, they just say time consuming. All right. That is that little bag right there. I wanted to use more of this fabric than I did, but we'll save it. And then I have this red bit for the top. Oh wait, I have this black here too to go with this. Huh. Oh well, we didn't use that. It'll go in the bin. Where's the bin? Here it is. Okay, got my bags cut. I need lining for this one. That's it. And we can save this piece for another bag someday. Yeah, they kind of do. You thank them for the silence. Yeah, that's kind of true, Beverly. I have seen project bags that are kind of in that style. And a lot of people just like a simple drawstring project bag. Oh, here's another wrinkle, Ray. This wrinkle is like, it's a 4x4 terrain. Like, it is a serious wrinkle. Look at that thing. I wish you could see how high up it's sitting. Here, maybe I can. Look at that. That is a serious wrinkle. I don't think that this is a big enough piece. Is it? Ooh, okay. All right, this one I'll iron first and maybe cut off, just so I don't have to struggle too badly with it. But I can get, that's awesome. Okay, I will do that. I'll do that off camera. All right. All right, move this into the gift bag bin, and then I have my crazy binding that I created. Oh, this is the Christmas one right here. Put the Christmas one with the Christmas. This is the Christmas binding. This is what I'm using for the draw cord, and I just use my binding attachment to make a ton of it. But we just need basically 3. Ray, I haven't ironed it yet. Thanks, Ray. Oh, this is piping from the Carolyn pajamas. That just got mixed in there. All right, and then this piece, this one looks kind of cool too. The key with this, I've learned, is to make the draw cord the width of the bag, not the width of the draw cord casing. Then you can't get things in the bag. Cool. All right. 3 bags. 3, it's my other, I have 2 birthday gauntlets every year. February is the other birthday gauntlet. Right, Nancy? I didn't want to stress her out. I was actually being honest about the wrinkles, you know? You know, and I will have to iron that. Plus, I'm really looking forward to ironing, because it's an ironing board now, and not the, so the iron doesn't stress me out as much. So, all right. I will see you tomorrow. We're going to sew the Tamarack jacket. I think I will be doing the sleeves and the welt pockets for sure, and possibly binding the perimeter, and then we'll be assembling it. You could do this in kind of an interesting order. So yeah. Right. I'm not trying to get your super chats. Thank you for them. You give me enough. I'm going to iron all these pieces. All of this. This one's pretty cute. They're so much smaller than you think they're going to be, and that's because they have the little gusset at the bottom. But it still fits a present, you know. And see, if you don't put the binding, like if you put the binding like this, or the draw cord only as wide as this, you can't get anything in the bag. It's like much smaller. So if you make the bag, the draw cord the same width at least, it helps. Yeah. Carrot on a stick. Bye, Mullen. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place, 11 a.m. Pacific, and I'll be sewing the Tamarack jacket, part 1, and part 2 on Saturday. So thanks so much for stopping by, you guys. Yeah, and if you feel like watching a sewing video, you can watch the Murcott Puffer jacket. It's not monetized, so there's no ads. I don't know what YouTube will serve up to you, but I don't have any ads on it. So yeah, let me know what you think of it. I'll talk to you guys soon.